I welcome you and I thank you so much for joining us today as we take about 20 minutes to talk about how can we thrive in our marriage. And you may say, I'm doing well. And some of you may say, I'm not even married yet. However, these tools, like Miss Joy said, will help you in your marriage as well as a relationship. Okay, some of the information I may give you may challenge you because some of us has been, a lot of us have been programmed to believe certain things. So I'm going to challenge your belief system today concerning love, concerning marriage, as well as relationships. The first one is love. Okay, when we look at TV or when you hear stories or just even reading books, most people encourage us that we fall in love or we fall out of love. I cannot disagree with that. And most of the time in situations, I cannot agree with it. Today, we're going to focus on how this mindset can help you and as well as how this mindset can hurt you. All right. I want you to write this down. Fall out of love and also fall in love. When you fall out of love, you're telling yourself that I no longer love this person. I don't have those same emotions that I was feeling when I first met him or her. It just does not feel the same. I love the person, but I'm not in love with the person. So you make a sound decision. Some people may continue on to be with that person, or they may say, you know what, it's not worth it, so they end in a divorce. According to the Journal of Sex Research, indicated that 77% of people who cheated on their partners was due to their belief of falling out of love. I'm going to challenge you with that idea. There's a lot of people that believe you don't fall out of love or you don't fall in love. You make a decision to love. And you also have control in who you love. That's an argument that, we go back and forth with research. However, I want you to consider both. If 70% of people who cheated on their partner was due to falling out of love, and only, according to research, only 5% find themselves cheating because they don't believe in that mindset of falling out of love. They make a decision. They feel like they have control and they made a sound decision to interact with others because they wanted more. It causes you to think, is that really true, falling out of love or falling in love? Or do you decide to maintain love? It is true you are attracted to different people and you have to make a sound decision. Even though I may be attracted to this person or these people, does that mean I'm supposed to be in love with that one person? Or I should feel like I'm in love because I'm attracted to a certain person's personality or their body parts? You have to ask yourself, is this really love or is the difference or is it lust? And that's when you know at the end of the day if you're even ready for marriage. And some of us think we have decided to love or falling in love, you tell yourself. However, it's hard for you to maintain that love. And we're going to discuss that as well in this, in order for you to understand, in order to thrive in your marriage, you have to make a sound decision today when you start a relationship, in the middle of the relationship, as well as your relationship grow. You have to make a sound decision. Are you going to continue to love this person? Or are you going to believe to fall out of love? Many couples in this situation base love more on how they feel, but lack the understanding feelings are attached to their belief system. Even romantic love. Our feelings or emotions are linked to what we believe, which in most cases control our behavior, according to psychologist Abner Ellis and psychiatrist Beck. So basically what they're saying is what you believe will control how you feel. For an example, you may ask yourself, how does a person fall in love with a baby doll? There's different people that have married baby dolls. They are in love. They say, oh my God, this person must have a psychological. Well, some people may say no, and some people may say yes. It really depends on the person that's, providing therapy or doing assessment. However, you have the ability to fall in love with anything. That's why you see people, they're in love with their dogs. They have a relationship with and I know I may take you to another level, but there's something for you to do research on. You could spend your time, a person can fall in love with a tree if they desire. They just build their thoughts, how much they love this tree, how much this tree would not harm them, how this tree would not cause them to feel bad, or how this tree will cause them to do certain things. And they just build themselves up, build them with those thoughts, and their emotions and their feelings come attached to that tree. And they're like, oh my goodness, I really love this tree. And you might say, no, that's not normal. That's not normal. However, in situations, people can feed themselves in order to fall in love, what you want to call yourself, or fall out of love. You can have a person in your life, you could be so madly in love, and then they start doing behaviors you don't like. They may start sucking their teeth, or they may hit you, or they may say things or verbal abuse, and you find yourself no longer having that love for that person. And then you may have another person that may go through the same thing, domestic violence, and still in love with that person. Basically, they refuse to change how they feel about that person. And so because of that, they continue to love and they continue to draw to that person. You don't understand, why is this person still going back? And there's a lot of other psychological things attached to that. However, at the end of the day, this person made a sound decision to remain in love with that person. People who believe that they can make a decision to love a person are more aware of what they decide to like and not like, which will not cause them to be influenced by attraction, or also prevent them from cheating. Or that's why it's a small percentage in cheating in marriage, if a person believes that they can continue or make a sound decision to continue to love that person, or do what it takes to make sure they maintain love, and make sure they understand how to feed those thoughts and not terminate or deteriorate those thoughts. And so even as I go deeper in, you may still wonder, like, I don't know about that. Just think about it. Name people you start off liking, and later on, after you got to know that person, you no longer like them. Or you can even see yourself, well, how in the world I got myself involved? You make a sound decision on how you feel. However, some of us feel like we cannot control our emotions. However, the more you're aware of who you are, the more you're aware of what you like, the more you're aware of how this can harm you, you will do what's needed to reprogram your thoughts. You may need help with a therapist, or you may be able to do it with yourself. However, you have the ability, this may be new for you, I'll tell you, I'm going to challenge you. You have the ability to continue to love a person or decide to love a person. There are different stages in a marriage. You start off in marriage with that, I call the sensory stage, which is the different development of stages of development. However, the sense where you in love, you attract with that person, then you may have kids, or you may not be able to have kids. You may want to adopt, or you may decide to just have dogs. However, different situations may happen. Money may come in. You may have problems financially. You have different storms that during your marriage, you have to go through, and you have to make a sound decision. Am I continuing to love that person? For an example, a person may be married to a man and he may lose his job. No work for about 2 or 5 years. That person got to make a sound decision. Am I going to continue to love that person, or am I going to stop loving that person? However, if you want that marriage to thrive, no matter what situation that person is in, you focus on why I will continue to love that person, what I would do to make sure I'm supporting that person and helping that person. So what you feed your thoughts will really depend on how and when you will love this person. Okay, now that I challenge you in that area, let's move a little deeper. Now that you understand you have a decision to continue to love that person, or it's up to you to fall out or fall in, now as you have to decide why you even exist in the first place. What's your purpose for existing, or what's your purpose for having a relationship? In order to thrive in your marriage, you need to know why you are together. Some people decide to get together for companionship, enjoyment. They feel like they completed with someone else. They want to have kids. Some people get married for protection, and some people just want to be an example for others to see how unity, is involved. If you are religion, like in Christianity, some people like to be that example for people to see what it's like for, as a human lesson or togetherness, represent God and, the Holy Spirit, that one thing. And some people that are not Christian or whatever, they just like the idea of having that examples for their family, or it's a partnership. So it really depends on your purpose for being married. When you identify your purpose, you need to always review your purpose. When you have situations that may happen in your life and you forget why you together, it's great. I encourage couples when I do therapy with them, I encourage them to at least once a year during their anniversary to review their purpose. Why they together? What makes them click? Think about what you like to do together. Think about what responsibilities are the male or the female. You decide together, and you decide what you want together in life, and you create a purpose statement based off that information. When you're able to identify what you want in your union, what you want your future to look like together, and what you want even how you want to end. You may say, I don't want to know, I don't want to think about how my relationship should end. You need to look at those stages. If you want your relationship ending as you two old people walking together on the beach, focus on that. Continue to talk about that. Especially during those moments you have an argument. You know what? You may not feel like doing that, but that you both need to agree in the beginning. If we have an argument, we're going to always end by saying why we're together, why we want our union to work. What do we see ourselves? And when a person starts changing, you ask that person, what's causing you to change? And the thing is, you have to make a sound decision not to even change in how you feel, not even change what you want your future to be, not even change what you desire your union to be. That is something you need to continue to talk about on a consistent basis. So far, I just gave you 3 things and I merged them together, but let me break it down for you so you can at least write them down. Now that you have made a sound decision to maintain love and continue to love that person, this second thing is make sure you understand your purpose for existing. You identify together why we are together. The next thing, after you identify your purpose, you write that purpose down and you read over that purpose together. I encourage, some people do it every 6 months. My husband and I, we do it every year. We review our purpose. Sometimes we change it up a little bit or add things to it, but we make sure we're on the same page concerning our why and why we even exist. So if you want to look at it like a house, love is the foundation. So you have to make sure you have a stable foundation. You have to make sure that foundation is so stable. If you fall in and out of love, your foundation will not be stable. But if you make a sound decision to maintain love, that will make your foundation solid, and then you can build up on it. Your purpose are more like the bricks you put in, you building your house with the bricks on the foundation. You understand your purpose. You review that purpose. You make sure there's no holes. So you make sure that cement with the bricks you put together are the different questions you ask yourself. What do you want to do together? How do you want to live? What our future is going to look like? You talk about those things on a consistent basis. Most people just do it when they're dating or in the beginning of their marriage. And then as time goes by, they forget. But I encourage you to do it every year. Every year. Talk about what you want to create together. Do you want to have a business? Do you want to do a nonprofit? And make sure you all make an agreement that those things do not come before your marriage. You are always, your first thing is your marriage, and then other things after that. You make a sound decision. You talk about those things in the beginning. That will make sure that if you do that, that will make sure you are thriving. Your main goal is understanding why you exist. So when something tries to prevent your existence, you'll be able to counteract that. For an example, another person may come in, and that's how the cheating may start with a lot of people. If couples don't know their purpose for existing, they would not be able to identify at certain times when people are trying to cross boundaries or trying to do things that will prevent or hurt the union. It doesn't matter if a family member, it doesn't matter if it's a best friend, it doesn't matter who the person is. When you understand your purpose, you will not allow other people to break who you are or your union or knock down your bricks off your foundation. The next thing is building your roof of your house. So right now, your foundation is, you made a sound decision to love that person. The next are the bricks, you understanding your purpose. Now let's put a roof on that house so nothing can come in and make sure you thrive. Your roof is always telling the world who you are. That is very important. I don't care if you've been married for 50 or 60 years. That's why I like social media, to be honest with you. I love when people are on social media talking about their marriage. They want the whole world to know this person is still the one I want. When a person stops doing that, just know the roof has been taken off and the brick's about to fall down. When you're not able to convey to other people who you are in love with, who you stand up for, who you defend, who you protect, no matter if a male or female, this right here, this builds your roof of your home. It's very important to show that. That's why rings are good. Marriage, that's a symbol of I am married. Some people put on both fingers. You do what you need to do to show everyone, even in conversation. It's not the idea that you're insecure or at the end of the day, you just happy that you're married. Not just in the beginning, but in the middle as well as the end. All right, let's do a review. The first is making a sound decision to continue to love the person in a healthy way. If the person is harming you or doing things that cause you harm, you find a way to get away from that person. You still want to love them, so be it. But at the end of the day, please protect yourself. However, but other situations, people go through different things and they make a sound decision to maintain. They see the purpose and they continue on because their purpose is strong. However, if you know your foundation, if you know your purpose, and you're willing to continue to share the world who you are, you will have a successful marriage. The purpose consists of a lot of information. When you look at your purpose take care of what you want to do together. Your purpose focus on how many kids, if you want kids. Your purpose focus on, do you want to travel or what things you want to do in order to, continue to be together. Like if you want to date, some people purpose is like, I want to date once a month or every other week, whatever. That's part of your purpose for existence. Please continue to build. Some of your houses are mansions. Some of your houses are small. It really doesn't matter the size of the house. The thing is, if you have a strong foundation, if you have strong bricks and make sure the cement and you have a strong roof, you will thrive.